I'm built to win. Apply myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse. Bond it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes, they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win. Apply myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Apply myself.
Ladies and gentlemen, your boy is back. That's right. FFC is back. We are back with a great show today. Sorry for the hiatus. Disney's been working your boy like a dog, but hey, football is back. I got to had to make more of an effort to get ready to get started because we've had a lot that's gotten going on in free agency. And, you know, for me, that means the season has started. Everybody else, keep breaking. Keep taking your break. That's what coach is here for, to keep everybody in the loop of what's going on. So if you already had your fill of free agency, coach is going to be here to kind of just wiggle on in through the gaps of what's all been going on. It's been pretty exciting, to be quite honest with you. We also have a very, very special guest today, a first appearance on FFC today. So that's going to be very, very exciting. That is going to be a little later on in the show today. But, you know, I'm excited to be back. I'm so excited. Goofy's excited to be here with you guys today. We have a great show. Great show. We have so much to talk about. We can kind of get started with Dallas. No noise has been made. Dak is in the news for some stuff he shouldn't be in the news for. That's the Cowboys. Moving right along. No. We'll take a little bit more time on the Cowboys. But I mean, let's be real. They didn't really make much noise here in this free agency this year. And there was a lot of noise made. Some, none better than the other. Some really exciting to see. We don't know potentially what that will mean when the season starts. But some of these names look really good at where they're going. Some of them look like they're trying to chase a career. Chase Young. Yeah, you signed with another team because you couldn't make it with the 49ers. That's kind of that says a lot. That says a lot. But so much is going on. We got to get with I got to get all my news and stuff put up. But yeah, we've had a lot of news. I like the Kirk Cousins situation for Atlanta. Does it mean big things for Atlanta with Kirk Cousins going in? Not humongous things. What it means is they have a good offensive line. They got a running back. They got weaponry. They need to fix that defense, which I'm assuming because they went out and got Kirk Cousins, that's what they plan on doing with the money they did, this year. I get it. Kirk Cousins got a contract, but Atlanta's got money. But that's the thing that people don't know. Atlanta's got money. They can spread it around. They're gonna be okay as long as they make good moves in this draft. Defensively, I think Atlanta's gonna be just fine. With Kirk Cousins and Bijan and the weaponry that they have helped, Kyle Pitts might even have a good season with a quarterback now, who, by the way, enjoys throwing the tight ends. So hopefully this is a good thing for as well as Kyle Pitts. $126 million. I forgot to look at the guaranteed amount. I'm not mad at the contract. It's not like Atlanta's paid a quarterback since Matt Ryan. So what they see is potentially they have a playoff winning quarterback. So they signed him to a contract. I'm not mad at it. Again, with the weaponry that they have and with the way Kirk Cousins can play well, I think Atlanta will be a-okay, playoff bound. The division's not strong. They'll be number one in that division. Maybe number two, is depending on what the Bucs do with Baker this year. I like what they did last year. I expected them to pay Baker this year. They paid him. Now we got to see what he do with that paycheck. That's always a big thing. What does the guy do with the paycheck? Unfortunately, if he doesn't make it into the playoffs this year, you kind of overpaid. But we'll have to wait and see how the season plays out. If there's other issues that play into all that. But I like the fact that they went ahead and paid Baker Mayfield and said that we want to make this our guy moving forward for the future. I'm okay with that. The Saints signed Chase Young. I don't like it. Again, he's 1 year, 13 mil. What do you what? Mind you, it ain't like you going with Derek Carr too far into the future. What's good, T? What's good, Teddy? It's not like you're going with Carr too far into the future. And quarterbacking is what you need. And I honestly would have took Mac Jones. I would have took Kenny. I'm not saying these are great guys, but Chase Young. You went after Chase Young. Your offense needs to be moving the ball. Your defense isn't too much of a problem. I get it, but you could have gotten that piece you could have gotten a Chase Young in the third round. Just because he was drafted in the first round, I mean he is the first round. And they would have Cat Williams do it. Just because you named him Tyrell don't mean he is. So Chase is chasing. That's what I see. You got kicked off the team. Bosa got paid a lot of money. That meant they didn't need you. They tried to use you. They tried to hopefully have you take them where they needed to go, and you didn't do nothing. I didn't see you make a lot of noise. I saw you make noise because you were happy you were somewhere with somebody. That kind of noise. Like as the season progressed, it's like I'm getting dark spots. As the season progressed, at the end of the season, when you went there, you were looking good. And then the playoffs came, and I don't know, you kind of, I'm not saying you disappeared. I just didn't get what I wanted from you, Chase. I didn't. Now it's your 13 in what? 4 years? Ooh, that's not good. That's not good. Again, 1 year for 13 mil, I think it was, to go to the Saints. That's like, come on. Like, Saints is just pissing money away, and then Chase, what are you doing? You're just looking for a team. You know what I mean? I heard one thing that made me kind of happy. Like, I don't have to bother dude anymore for a while. But his agent came out and said Davion Clowney has been the happiest he has ever been. And where is Clowney? Baltimore. Baltimore has a very great coaching staff. 2 places before the Patriots went down. 2 places you could go, and if you don't make it there, you're out. It was New England during the Brady era, and Baltimore during now, still now. Because if you go over there with that coach and you don't make it, Kevo, what's good, my guy? If you go over there with that coach in Baltimore and you don't make it, you nobody wants. You know what I mean? So I like what I heard when they said that Clowney has been the happiest in his career that he's ever been. I like that. And I mean, again, he ain't. My biggest problem with Clowney has always never been him. It's always been where people put him because what they think they're going to get out of him. And that's wrong. You should never do that. You should always put a player where they are going to be successful, not where they are going to be able to get your ticket to a higher coaching job. See, that's what happened with Clowney, where everybody wanted him so their paycheck can move up. There's a lot of that happens to a lot of players. It happens to a lot of players. Whoever thought Jadeveon Clowney at that height and at that speed was supposed to be an outside linebacker, you were one stupid coach. I don't know how you became a coach in college, high school, or anywhere else you coach. I really don't. Jadeveon Clowney is a defensive tackle. Nobody should have ever been able to stop him in the middle of the field because of his strength and because of his speed. But when you put him at outside linebacker, that strength and that speed goes backwards. Now I gotta hear people talk about some when everybody when somebody runs 15 yards and then Jadeveon Clowney is there with the tackle. Yeah, but he got the tackle, he changed it. Yeah, 15 yards after the line of scrimmage. They still got a first down, plus another 5 yards. Why am I supposed to be impressed by that? Now, if his ass would have been on the defensive tackle line where he was supposed to have been and got in between that line, right? Shut that play down immediately or force that outside run so everybody else can capitalize right there on the line of scrimmage. But no, everybody wanted to use his speed first and his strength second. That's what you get. And it seems like that's been happening with Chase Young too. I don't know what makes y'all think somebody 6'7" should be outside linebacker, bro. But guys, that's too big. That's too big. Those guys need to be on the defensive line, period. I need to figure out a way to get rid of these damn dark spots. Okay, sorry. Keep going ahead and I was what it is. All right, so yeah, Chase Young signing. That's a waste. That's a waste for. I know, Cam. I missed you, bro. Definitely next time. You got. Hey. As a matter of fact, before we continue this, if you guys plan on coming down here to visit me out here at Disney, or just coming to plan to visit Disney, please contact Coach so I can help you guys out. Let you guys know what's the best places to stay at. Whether you want to stay on the resort or if you guys want to stay like an Airbnb. Me personally, if you guys are coming less than a week, I would personally do an Airbnb because you guys can make your own food, and that way you're not wasting money in the park. Because that park food is expensive. Like where I work at Beaches and Cream, our cheeseburger, get me wrong, it's a 7-ounce cheeseburger. That bad boy stack kind of high. You get a lot of fries and onion rings and tops with that. You get chili and tea. We hook you up now. It's a $22 plate. If it's 4 of you, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Our salads are like $20. Like, don't get me wrong, you get a lot of food. But at the same time, just because you get a lot of food, don't mean you need to be coughing up a lot of money. You see what I'm saying? That same a lot of food you coughed up, you could have went to an Airbnb for one of, not a Disney Airbnb, but, Airbnb for people that live out here in Orlando. They hooked you up. We stayed at one. It was really nice. It was like a duplex. Basically, it was a full kitchen, bathroom. It's like living in a townhome. Staying in that we stayed there for a couple of days. So that way we got to cook everything we needed, and we didn't have to waste the money we wanted to spend in the park was on gifts, and we were able to do that because we didn't want scarfing down food at the park. You know what I mean? Because that can be pretty pricey. So yes, when my boys come down here in Orlando, y'all let Coach know, hit Coach up, so I can give you guys a breakdown on what's going on, the cheapest thing. Oh, and if you do hit me up and you do plan to stay on the resort, let me know because I am allowed to use my discount for friends and family. All right. So, i.e., you guys can be able to use my discount. You let me know, and I will basically get the room for you guys and your families, and then have everything done on your end, but you get to use my discount, basically. So I think that is really cool for Disney to do that. They want families to come. They want people to come. That's the whole point. And so they allow cast members discounts like that for basically for myself and my family, or if my family wanted to come and I'm working and they want to come and do something on their own. I mean, of course, I would do it under my name, but for you guys, for friends, because they have it just separated that way. So it's myself for my family, and then it's family and friends. So understand when you guys come out here to Disney, you do want to stay on the resort. Talk to Coach because I think I forgot to tell you that part last time we were talking. But talk to Coach so Coach can go ahead and hook you guys up with the family with the friend discount. All right. So before we continue with more free agency, we're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we have a very special guest coming onto the show. All right. So you guys stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Yo, my name is Lambo Anlo.
This is Dimitri.
This is Ed Hahn.
My name is Daryl Julian, and this is
Refuse to Lose Sports.
Refuse to Lose Sports.
Refuse to Lose Sports.
Refuse to Lose Sports.
Mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it. They told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie. I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like told me, keep on running. Toes they gon' take them. Fuse to lose, built to win. Apply myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss. I pay for the cost. I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose. I'm built to win. Apply myself. I felt it in. No time for the doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss. I'm paying the cost. I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
All right, guys, welcome back. Yes, sir. The man himself, my man Dave from Dave's Doghouse. How you doing, Dave? Oh, hold on. I think something happened to the audio again. Oh, you're on mute.
Yeah, that's me. My bad. But I finally made it. I'm finally on FFC. I made every other show but this one, so I made my appearance today.
Awesome. And I have the same. I got a lot of rounds to go do now that I'm a little bit freer from Disney. I got some shows to go make appearances on myself.
Right, Tom?
Man?
Yep. Definitely got to put my mic in the doghouse. You're right.
Yes. So how have you been since fantasy?
I've been good, man. I've been really good. You know, my show has been doing a lot better now. I've had my brother on the show a few times. You know, I'm the second shining show on within the network, other than In the Red Corner. I mean, In the Red Corner is just doing phenomenal.
Off.
It's doing phenomenal right now. Not gonna lie, but I mean, you know, I'm right there. I'm not right there, but you know, I'm under them. So, I'm excited. I'm excited to talk about football, man. Let's get it, Coach.
Let's get it. And since you are the guest today, guess what we can talk about? Them San Francisco 49ers. Okay. So, as you saw a while ago, I did discuss Chase Young is no longer a 49er and is now signed to a one-year deal, I think a $13 million deal with the Saints. Good luck with that one. How are you with the departure of Chase Young, and did his impact mean anything from the trade signing up to now?
In this aspect, we gave up a third, but we gained a third. So we didn't lose anything.
Exactly. That's really good.
I will say this though. I think a lot of people kind of sort of get this misconstrued when we talk about Chase Young's impact on the team. Yes, there were some times where you caught him taking plays off. I understand that. But don't forget, when he got there, our sacks went up after he got there because he caused more pressure. He helped Bosa get free a little bit more. Bosa sacks went up as well. I think after he got there, within the first 3 games, I think we had 15 and a half sacks as a team after he got there. So let's not say that he didn't have an impact, because he had an impact with San Francisco. However, we got a good replacement. We went and signed Leonard Floyd. So we weren't worried about bringing Chase Young back. And plus, like you said, if we capped him, cool. If not, we get a 3rd round pick. So I wasn't too worried about it. I expected him not to come back because of how everything ended in the final things of the season. Like the Lions game was like a big issue when they saw that he wasn't giving effort in that game. So, you know, I seen it coming. So I wasn't too worried about it. As long as we had someone to replace what he bought, I'm good.
And I felt like the 49ers, when they made that trade, it was specifically for the fact is they wanted to boost up the pressure on defense for however much time they could use him. If he himself would have catapulted higher in his skill play, that would have just been an A+ for them. You know,
yeah, and he would have gotten a long-term contract to stay with us too.
But the fact that he stayed Chase Young, they got what they got for him, and like you said, they ended up getting Leonard a good replacement for that, and now they have another third that they can use in the draft, flip, use, however they want to do it. But I by default, when I was talking to the fellas yesterday, at first I didn't know where to place the 49ers, but by default, I have to put them at first for the NFC conference because they didn't lose much. They did gain Leonard Floyd, and with the draft pieces, I believe they still have, but they didn't lose much in the draft because I think they did a lot of that. If it was last year or the year before, they were doing flipping a lot of pieces for a lot of draft picks.
Yeah, so we had a situation that just came up yesterday, actually, where we lost a 5th-round pick because of something that happened in 2017.
Okay.
Because of some bookkeeping things where it made it seem like we were under the cap, but we were technically over the cap, but our bookkeeping made it seem like we were under the cap. So it's a penalty that we got charged with. But we lost a 5th-round pick and we had a 4th-round pick move later in the round. So but like I said, we just got a 3rd-round pick because Chase Young just signed with the Saints. So we didn't really lose anything. We gained more than what we lost. So I'm not too worried about it. I just want to make sure that we address the offensive line because I kept trying to tell people last season our offensive line is not that good. It's just that we have Trent Williams.
We saw what happened when he went down.
Exactly.
It was atrocious. Those 3 games were really bad.
The offensive line was not the same. And then Colt McKivitz, who's on the other side, is terrible. We still have him, but he is terrible. You saw it in the Super Bowl. He gave up that pressure that could have been a touchdown pass to Brandon Ayuk, but Chris Jones was able to go straight up to the middle unblocked. And
now I don't know how they're going to address that because for me, I don't like drafting. If I need my offensive line fixed, not an immediate fix, but if I need, it needs to be better than it was the year before. I can't get rookies to do that. I have to get people either through free agency or I got to trade for an offensive lineman. I'm not sure how they're going to address that going into the draft.
I'll argue with this. 2 of the best offensive lines in the league have done exactly what you don't like. The Dallas Cowboys, their offensive line has been good for years because they've drafted offensive linemen. And then the Philadelphia Eagles. What have they been known to have the last few years? The best offensive line in football. What did they do? They addressed it in the draft most of the time. So I'm okay with it as long as it's somebody that deserves to be a 1st-round pick.
Well, let me.
But we're later in the round. We're 31st. We're 31st. So maybe not right there, but early 2nd round, something like that. I think we need to make sure we address this offensive line somehow.
So let me correct my statement because what team was in my head was the Atlanta Falcons when I made that statement on when they tried to basically create an offensive line starting with rookies. And that's something you cannot do because it doesn't go anywhere. Those younger guys, you can fit them into a structured line, but you can't build. Like if your line is weak, you can't say let's build this offensive line starting with this rookie. That's never going to work. So yeah, let me correct that statement because you're absolutely right. Dallas addressed their offensive line when it started to get weak. They will draft somebody in the 1st round because they already have a structured line. So they're just replacing or filling in them gaps with rookies, and that's absolutely fine. Patriots have done that all the time. That's absolutely fine. So yeah, my mistake was I had the Atlanta Falcons in my head when I made that statement. You don't want to start building. And so they're not the 49ers aren't like revamping that offensive line. So yeah, they could address their offensive line with at least 1 or 2 of those rookies from this year's draft. I think they could do that.
Yeah, we could.
Maybe not interior, maybe more outside linemen.
Yeah, that's what we really need. It's just, it's the right tackle position that needs to be addressed.
Yeah,
that hasn't been addressed for a while. Our guards are okayish to where like we'll be able to do with it. Plus, we just signed Brandon Parker.
Yeah,
that's another good offensive guard that we got. So it's cool. But we need someone that can protect the strong side. The weak side we got because we got Trent, but the strong side needs to be protected. How can it be the strong side but it's weak? It just don't make sense. So that's the other thing. And then corner, we need another corner.
You definitely need to address corner. I do think they could possibly. So one thing I have noticed in the past few drafts, secondaries that have been drafted in the 1st round have been stellar. The 1st round picks, if you're a corner or safety coming out, and there haven't been that many safeties, maybe 1 or 2, but normally the cornerbacks that come out in the 1st round, they are outstanding. They are standout
Two,
players.
there are two names you can talk about: PS2, Patrick Sertain the second, and Denver, and Sauce Gardner. Both of them have been phenomenal. They only been in the league 3 years, and they're both elite corners.
And if I'm not mistaken, did the Texans draft a first round defensive corner or safety?
Yeah,
One
they
that got
got
hurt, if I'm not mistaken.
P-Tire.
Yeah.
So yeah, and he's a really good safety. So yes, it works. Yep, right call.
Yep, there you go.
Right on Horn. JC Horn, yeah, JC Horn too. And then and then the other guy.
I think that's what they could address is not maybe a
Derek
first round
Stingley.
corner, but I think they could address that within the first 3 picks.
Yeah, but I also think it's another corner I was thinking. The guy from the Patriots, Christian Gonzalez. He was really good too.
Yes,
he was good. He just got hurt.
Oh boy, from the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, him too. They so there's corners are out there and they're really good. They got
what happened was when the NFL rule changed everything to make the offense more appealing to viewers, right? It took a big dump on NFL defenses. And these guys had to relearn everything as it pertains to coverage because they can't cover the way they used to. So what happened for a while? Defenses just looked like trash. It almost just looked like they were giving up on plays. They didn't know how to properly protect their zones. It was horrible for a very long time, right? Mm-hmm. And then defenses changed. Basically, coaches went out here with these younger generations because that's what we have now. They went out here with this younger generation and they developed proper secondary. That's what they did. And this is the product that we're getting now in the NFL. This is not a fluke thing. This is why when people saying that offenses were doing bad the last couple of years, no, they weren't.
Defenses just stepped up.
Better.
You got to look at some of the best secondaries in the league, or just look at some of the best defenses. It's because of the front seven and the corners. Look at Baltimore last year. Baltimore dominating defense. And then look at the Browns. The Browns were the best defense in the league for like the first 10 weeks of the season. They were really, really good. And that's because they had a good D-line and really good corners. And
even though the Eagles were a little weak at corner, by age, I would say, you could not run the ball on the Eagles. It was just
that front seven is good. I mean, look at who they drafted. They drafted nothing but Georgia guys. So, and one thing about Georgia ain't allowing to run. So that was a huge thing for the Eagles to do that. But they still needed the Eagles need to address corner too because Slade's getting up there in age.
Yes.
And we all know Bradbury ain't the answer. Everybody is seeing that he gets cooked no matter who is in front of him. So, and that's the thing about San Francisco, why I said we need to address corner, because Mooney has his moments where he looks like a really great corner. He also has his moments where he gets cooked. So he's going to need some help. And although I like Deommodore Lenoir, I think he's more of a slot corner, so we need to keep him on the inside. We need another outside corner to help out with Mooney Ward.
That's very, very true. As it pertains to the offense, we know Joey Bosa got his check. He got paid. I mean, Nick Bosa got paid. How do you feel? I think I know how you feel
about Ayuk.
How do you feel about this treatment with Ayuk?
It's no different from how it's been any other season with any other star. So I don't think they're going to treat this any different. Okay. People, I don't know if anyone remembers when Debo was up for his contract. It was the same thing about that. He was in trade talks as well. Remember, the Jets had a trade to get him for like a first and a second, but we didn't do it because we value Debo, and we gave him his contract. Look at what just happened yesterday. There were news that came out that the Jaguars wanted to get him. Well, give us the 17th overall pick and Zay Jones, and then you can have Brandon Ayuk. And they was like, no. All right, well, that's how we value him. We value him that much. Unless you're gonna give us what we value him as, then don't even call our phone. So that's pretty much how it is. So I'm fine with how everything goes as long as he gets paid. Okay. Pay the man.
Okay.
That's the only thing. Pay the man. Give him what he's asking for. If he's asking for $30 million a year, all right, you asking for a little bit too much. That's a little steep. That's a little steep. Now, if you asking for 22 to 25 mil a year, pay him.
Pay
Give
him.
him what he deserves. That's top receiver money. If you look at what he did, look at his last 3 years. It's gone up every single season. He had so before this season passed, he had just a little over 1,000 yards this season before. This year, he had less catches, more yards.
Yep.
This year, he was balling for us this year. He was clearly our best wide receiver, pure receiver on the team.
And I can argue, given the fact that up until Brock Purdy, kid has never had a quarterback. I can honestly argue that
he had Jimmy G.
You would have if you would have given him a Kirk Cousins, you would have seen the Brandon Ayuk this way from his rookie season.
Man, see, I think I need to make this statement when it comes to Jimmy G. I don't hate Jimmy G. I don't think he's like the worst quarterback ever. I just don't think he's what a lot of people try to make it seem like. They say he's a winner. Yes, he's a winner because he was in this system. Look at him outside of the system. Exactly. He was in the system. He is what you consider a system quarterback. Because now look at what happened when he went to the Raiders. They weren't winning.
He looked like straight cool.
They weren't winning, and their top receiver, Devontae Adams, barely got the ball because Jimmy G was his quarterback.
Dude, they went with Aiden O'Connell because that's how bad Jimmy G was.
And now Jimmy G's a backup with the Rams. So, I mean, cool. But Jimmy G did give us wins. He helped us get the Super Bowl. So I give him credit where credit's due. He did win a lot of games here. He did have some clutch moments in this place, like the moment against the Saints where he threw the ball to George Kittle, but that was more so a George Kittle thing. But hey, it don't matter. He threw the ball to George Kittle. George Kittle made that play, gave us a first down. We won that game. There was the drive against Seattle to give us the number 1 seed that year. He the one that drove down and got us the points, and then our defense stepped up in the end. So he has moments where he looked good, but can we just stop this comparison between him and Brock Purdy? Can we just?
Yeah, I don't understand that comparison. I don't know why people want
the stats. Okay, I would say this:
like
the stats may be the same. Cool, the stats may look similar,
okay,
but look at
in the second year.
But look at the game. Look at the game. That's the only thing. Look at the game. Look at the game. Look at how they play. Look at how they control the offense. It's not the same.
No, because I look at percentage. Look at Brock Purdy's completion percentage.
Well, their completion percentage were kind of sort of similar. It's just that for me, what I look at is yards per attempt. That's what I look at.
Oh,
how far down the field is you throwing the ball? Because they try to give that yak thing to Purdy, but Patrick Mahomes last year, his yak yardage of all his yardage was 62% of what he threw last year. And what was Brock Purdy's? His was only 48%, which is normal for quarterbacks.
Exactly.
So,
and mind you, normal for a guy who is literally anyway. Oh, I said second. What, his third year?
That was his second year. His second year and his first year fully starting the entire season.
Exactly. So people are sitting here ringing this kid, and he's not even a 5 or 6 year player. They're making it seem like he's been in the league as long as Jimmy G, and this kid has been playing literally for 2 years.
Got 4 playoff wins and a Super Bowl appearance.
All he's trying to do is go out here and throw the ball to his open guys, and he do that very well.
And the man only making $850,000 a year at that.
So tell me if they ain't got a steal, and they will be. This is why I can't lower them below number 1, because everything they have fixes that they need to tune up, but their major pieces are still there.
Yeah, I would say
true. The one piece I hope they kind of address is running back too. Nothing early. It's just because Mitchell, he's so good, but gosh, when that kid gets hurt,
have another running back that's back there that we don't really need to address it. We just don't use it.
So as long as there's a third guy back there, I'm okay with that.
Jordan Mason, trust me. Whenever he gets the ball,
that's right.
Whenever he gets the ball, he makes plays.
Yeah,
he just don't get enough. He just don't get enough playing time. That's the only thing.
Because he's the third on the back. Because again, Mitchell is really, really, really good. Like when he's in the game and when he's starting, you have to put him in the game. You can't put anybody above Mitchell. The problem with Mitchell is the dude cannot stay healthy for anything.
Teddy, I see you over here trolling the 49ers. It's all good.
George Kittle folded in the.
Yes, George Kittle folded, and yes, they both lost to the
You know what
Chiefs.
I'm gonna say to that? I'm gonna actually say no, he didn't. You want to know why I'm gonna say George Kittle didn't fold? Because George Kittle is not a receiving tight end. I don't know why people keep making that mistake. Like
He's
he
an
can't
all
catch.
he's an all around tight end. He's a
He
blocking.
can, but he is a
he's all
number.
of
His
that.
first job is to block. That's why they get the runs that they get. That's
Mhm.
why they can get open on his side when he's blocking and going for pat bootlegs and stuff like that. He is a block first tight end. He is not a Travis Kelce. That is not him. He can get open and he can catch a football, but he is not a receiving tight end. Like you said, he's a all around because he does everything in his position that way. So I don't
So
think
is
he
that
folded.
so? How did he? My question is, how can somebody fold if they don't get enough targets? That's on them. They don't get the targets.
Now, if he
And
dropped
and
5 passes,
and
that's
now
a
y'all
fold to me.
and now y'all not giving the Kansas City Chiefs any credit because they played great defense. They
Yeah,
had
they
the
did.
best
That
pass.
defense.
They had the best pass defense in the league last year. Like, are we not? Are we forgetting what they were capable of last year? Like,
I mean, both defenses pretty much held the game to 10-3 for 3 quarters. You know, the
yeah,
game
it was
didn't even top off until the fourth
it was
quarter.
a very, very close game for a while.
And don't get me wrong, there were plays being made in the
Yeah.
in field play. It was just defenses also stepped up and
Yeah.
forced a lot of punts.
So I guess that means Debo, Brandon Ayuk also folded as well because they didn't have big games. So
If you want to find somebody that folded, unfortunately, Teddy, let's go back to that second giant Super Bowl where every Patriots receiver dropped every ball thrown to them by Tom Brady. Those are all folds. Not one person can catch the ball in that game. Playmakers make plays, but they got to get the ball, Teddy.
exactly. Man, come on, man.
Again,
You're not making sense.
if he was throwing the ball 7 times and only caught 2, that's a fold.
Thank you.
That's a fold, brother. But if
He got one target the entire game and he caught that. That's it.
yeah,
he
you
got one
can't-
target
that's
the
not a
entire
fold,
game.
brother.
That's not on
a
him.
fold. What that is he didn't. What that is they just defensively they basically took him out the game, and
Thank
that's
you.
not a fold. That's just great game planning. You can take a player out of the game. You think, hold on, because you think what's his name? Over there, they used to play the wide receiver, used to play for Atlanta, Julio Jones. You think he folded in that loss to the Patriots in the Super Bowl when he actually caught only 5 passes for 80 yards? No, bro. Belichick took that man out. No, he said, we're going to let you use him, and we taking everybody else out the game. That's what we're going to do. So that means everybody else in the game folded? No, they went against a great
Thank you,
game.
Kev. Thank you. Thank you. They eliminated him from the game.
Thank you. So
That's
you
not
can't
folding.
be, it's
You
not
took
a
him out of the
fold if they
game.
eliminate you. Exactly.
Pay
They
attention,
took you
man.
completely out.
As Kev like to say, context. Context.
You give,
But
a
but-
running back the ball 4 times on the goal line, they don't score. That's a fold.
But I do kind of sort of want to argue against us being the number 1 team in the NFC right now. The reason why I would say you can give it to someone else because other people in the NFC have made moves that we haven't made.
Well, I say number 1 because 1, the NFC is still weak, and I only see 3 strong teams, and that's the Eagles, you, and right now Detroit.
So that's where I was going to say. Like I wouldn't disagree if someone would put Philly or Detroit above us right now because look at what they did. They went and signed Saquon Barkley, and they got Huff on defense. So they made moves to be able.
Oh,
to
they really got
improve.
Huff on defense?
Yeah, they got Huff on
Oh,
defense.
I didn't know. Sorry, Kev. When I knew about the Saquon, I didn't know about the Huff move. Oh,
Yeah, so they did that. They just restructured Hassan Reddick's contract, so he's there. They still keeping Josh Sweat. Josh Sweat hasn't gone anywhere, so the defense is they're intact.
The defense still stout, absolutely. They just need to
The
address their
defense-
secondary.
Their front 7 is still intact. It's just the secondary, and then they went and got C.J. Gardner-Johnson back, so they got another safety that's back there that can help them out. So they made some improvements, and then
They might
Detroit.
be number- Dang. Yeah, that's a lot of moves made
And then Detroit made a lot of moves too. I think they got some defensive linemen as well.
yeah, they beefed up the defense.
So the Detroit, I wouldn't be upset if someone put.
I have Detroit at number 2. I have them at number 2. So I can see Eagles number 1, 49ers at number 3. Those I can see that being the top 3 teams right there. Because that's what I have them as. Those are my 3 strongest teams in the NFC right now. Everybody else is literally falling right behind them.
Yep, the Falcons will be better because now they got Kirk Cousins and they added a receiver to give him too. So he got.
And here's the funny thing: what people
he already had Drake. He already had Drake London. Already got Bijan Robinson. Already got Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts is going to be better this year.
I do believe that because why? Kirk Cousins loves tight ends.
Yep.
Period. Kirk Cousins loves tight ends. So when
he was in Washington, trust me, that tight end was getting open. When he was in, and when he TJ Hawkinson was getting open. So
I like it. I like Atlanta's moves. Hopefully, what that means is in the draft, it's a lot of defense because they still need to address that defense a little bit more. Offensive line, I think they're okay. And again, they have lots of weapons for Kirk because I find them in the playoffs this year. Because I do even find them being better than the Bucks. Bucks paid. They did pay Baker, but that pay was because of how great he was last year. That's what that paycheck was for, and they want to keep him for another few years, banking on he can continue to do this.
Yeah, and they traded away one of their best corners, Carl Davis. Carl Davis is gone. I think Carl Davis went to Detroit. So, and
then their defense was already suspect.
Yeah, you kept Baker, you kept Mike Evans. That
was really good. I love that.
That was actually a really good thing. I'm glad Baker actually was able to play better. He got his money. Mike Evans is back. He got a ring. He feel like he got a chance to win with Tampa Bay. I don't think so, but hey, I'm not Mike. Mike has been there his entire career. He's been the most consistent receiver since he got drafted.
Yep.
So hey, get your money, Mike. You deserve it. You deserve it. And I mean, look at anyone else in the NFC South. The Panthers are not getting any better, and the Saints aren't really getting any. Well, they're not addressing what they need to get better.
They're not addressing anything. They went and got Chase Young. They're not addressing anything.
Yeah. So I don't know what those two teams are doing.
No, so I believe it's going to be an Atlanta Buccaneers fight, and I love it because they're two.
But it all depends on how healthy Kirk Cousins is too. Remember, he's coming off an Achilles injury. It's not always good for. The only thing is he's not a mobile quarterback, so it ain't going to hinder him that much.
But neither was Brady, and it hindered him for the first 6 weeks of that season when he returned because he couldn't plant that foot.
Exactly. So
yeah, you are right. It could now if they got Bijan. So if the game plan can work to not heavily use Kurt's legs too much, a lot of handoffs, a lot of short passes, they may be okay for just to start the season off, just to get him comfortable underneath his foot.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think a 10-win season for Atlanta is great next year.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think it'll be good for Kurt. But I still think it's crazy he got that contract with one playoff win in his career. That's just crazy.
Yeah. Atlanta paid their quarterbacks.
Man, his agent got to be the best sweet talking man I've ever heard in my entire life. Dude, that man gives him guaranteed contracts on the whim. Like it's like, yeah, just go ahead and guarantee that you'll be straight. And bang, $100 million fully guaranteed. Like, sheesh, like.
And if Kirk Cousins, if he makes it to the second round of the playoffs, it's worth it. That contract was worth it.
Yeah, but that just
if he makes it to the second round.
But that'll be just his second playoff win in his career.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, Atlanta's got to continue this, and that's the thing. I think with what they have right now, I don't know. I think Atlanta. So where Ty had Atlanta last year, I think that's what we're getting this year, and then I think it's going to be this way for the next, 5 years or so. I think Atlanta's going to be a playoff contender for the next few years.
Mm-hmm. I think so too.
It's still early. Coach Dallas can still creep back up and do what? Everybody gone. What they gonna go get? Mike Williams.
The one thing I can say about the Cowboys, they don't make moves, but they still win games. So that's one thing you can say. Whether they make moves or not, you can count them. You can count them in for 10 or 12 wins a season. It's almost automatic now.
Yeah, with the strength of schedule they always been given.
Hey, either way.
Either way, still 10 wins.
It's still gonna happen.
And that's again, they'll be. I mean, it's the division. It's not like the Giants are going to do anything this year. They're pretty much scrap their team.
Yeah. Mike
I
Williams.
kind of feel bad if DeVito's supposed to be their guy next year. They ain't give him nothing. They don't have unless I don't know what they plan on doing this year, to be quite honest. And then you have the Washington. Oh God,
they're making a lot of good key, like small moves, is like to improve their team.
They're small, but because they lost Eric Bieniemy, I don't know what that firing was about. To be quite honest with you,
I don't think that was a firing. That was more so of like
a separating, like both of them just part. Oh no, I forgot.
And he only had a 1 year contract. It was just a 1 year
right.
for him to be in there.
Right. It wasn't even. That's right. And he's in college now, right?
Yeah, he's with UCLA.
Yeah. So never mind. That was just
that's his alma mater, and he knows. Well, I don't know if it's alma mater, but he knows the head coach. So
okay. So he's just gonna go there and stay. He's gonna stay there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I know their moves are small, but I still don't think they're big enough. They're okay. What do their moves do? Does it put them in third place? What is third place really?
I would say yes. I would say it puts them in third place. I don't think it
moves that division. And what did that get them?
It's improvement.
It gets them It possibly gives them the number 9th pick in the draft the next year.
I mean, maybe
I think third place in that division it's nothing but 8 wins.
Yeah, but look at all the other bad teams in NFC. You still got the Cardinals, who just lost Marquise Brown. They don't have a receiver for Kyler Murray. Who does he have as a receiver right now that's going to help him out?
He might not even. He'll play because
He'll play. But I mean, they still got Buda Baker, so he got that on defense at least.
Seattle lost their coach.
Yeah, but I think Seattle's gonna be fine.
No, they got to go through a whole new identity. That's kind of hard to go through sometimes.
Yeah, but I think I don't think they're gonna be. I don't think they're gonna have any.
They'll be second, third at best.
They made some moves in our division. Them and the Rams have made some like low key, smart, cool moves. So I don't think they're gonna falter.
So the quarterback is still either Locke or what's that boy name?
Oh, Geno?
Yeah, Geno Smith.
Yeah, they got another quarterback on their team they just got too.
The rookie they drafted?
No, Sam Howell. Sam Howell's with Seattle now.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah, because everybody that was a second-year quarterback got moved.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He got moved. Matt Jones got moved. Kenny Pickett got moved. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Okay. Sam Howell could end up possibly taking that job. He was the number 1 passing quarterback.
He could. He just needs an offensive line to protect him.
Which I think Seattle has. I don't think I've had an issue with their offensive line last year.
It's not great, but it's not terrible either.
Maybe between 15th and 20th in the league at blocking.
Somewhere around there.
But that's it for Seattle at like, and I don't know, the Rams just lost Aaron Donald. That whole division is going to be bad.
I mean, our division hasn't been great for a good little while now.
Not bad because you have the 49ers. So again, by default, they're number 1 in their division. That's the
I wouldn't give it the default. I wouldn't do that. That's just me. It's for me. It's early.
4-2 in the division, like 4-2 in the division.
Yeah, I think we'll be 1 or 2 for sure. But I don't.
Who could beat the 40? Who in your division gonna be number 1 over y'all?
I'm picking
not gonna be Seattle.
I'm picking us, of course, but I'm just saying
anything can happen. Injuries happen all the time. You're right.
Anything can happen.
Being realistically, yeah.
As long as Matt Stafford is in.
That's very true. The Rams still have their coach and their quarterback.
As long as they have those two,
probably take a look at that in the draft. So you're right.
Because
he did play very well last year. Coming off that elbow surgery, like I told you.
Exactly. And now he's coming back healthy. Cooper Kupp is going to be healthy. And they got Puka. So trust me.
And they have Kyron Williams. Oh,
exactly. Who can right. So trust me. It's not as easy as you think it's going to be.
So they're the number 4th team in all of the NFC, I would say. Possibly the 3rd. We're looking good for the NFC. It's not looking too bad. Mm-hmm. So in the NFC North, outside of the Detroit Lions, do Green Bay, do they make the noise they made last year?
Yes, because they got a running back to help them out. They got Josh Jacobs now. Josh Jacobs is now their running back. the
He
Packers.
went to Green Bay. I thought Jacobs went to Chicago.
No.
Oh,
DeAndre Swift went to Chicago.
oh, that's right. Swift went to Chicago. So the NFC North got better at running back. I mean,
Yep.
yeah, the NFC North itself got better at running back.
Yes.
Oh wow, in which they had to address because look at the Lions.
Exactly. Look at the lines, and then look, both of your running backs. Well, I think AJ Dillon is going to come back, but Aaron Jones is gone. Aaron Jones just went to the Vikings. Aaron Jones just went to the Vikings.
I like that because the Vikings don't use their running backs for running; they use their running backs for the pass.
But the thing is, they see.
They should have been. I get it wasn't the move.
This is my issue with Minnesota. So you don't re-sign your running back from last year, and because you thought the guy who you cut this year was going to be the answer, which is Alex Madison,
right?
And you cut him. So that means you made a mistake last year by not keeping your running back.
So
Detroit,
Minnesota has been making some bad moves.
You messing up.
And the funny thing was, a lot of people blamed Mike Zimmerman, the head coach, who had that defense looking absolutely amazing. Zimmerman lost the team because he lost his joy dealing with that front office. You saw it in his face. You saw it in his demeanor. It wasn't the team. It was that front office. Because now that he's gone, what has actually changed? The team looked the same. The defense still looks the same. Staley, not Staley, I'm sorry. The coach for the Vikings.
They got Sam Darnold now.
I didn't know you. I didn't know you were gonna go there.
They got Sam Darnold now. So
again, yeah, this coach is gonna get fired because he is not going to be able to produce what this organization wants. Because that was the headache that Zimmerman had.
Coach, we just got some news, some NFL news. Texans just signed defensive lineman Mario Edwards to a 1-year deal.
Oh, they need that. That defense needs that beef up right there. Because what they're going to use him for are more third down action. That's probably where they're going to put him on the line and attack a little bit better on third downs. So they can apply more pressure, get them turnovers. So I like it. I like it. A 1-year deal. I like it.
Yeah, he's a 9-year vet, 21 and a half career sacks. He had 2 sacks last year and 5 tackles for loss. So nice little depth signing.
I like that. Now, offensively,
the Texans
not offensively. As a whole, have the Texans made any moves in free agency?
Yeah, they went inside. They got Daniil Hunter, the guy that led the league, the guy that was leading the league in sacks last year.
Yeah, that's the one. The Texans, and there's another team, Miami. Those are the 2 teams I didn't see what they did in free agency.
Yeah, the Texans definitely made some good moves. They re-signed Nico Collins. I believe Nico Collins is going to be there for a good little while. Tank Dale's back. Noah Brown, they gave him another contract, so he's back. Dalton Schultz is also back. So they're good. They are good. And then they signed a running back. I forgot who it was.
They did.
They went and traded for Joe Mixon.
Yep.
They went traded.
Joe was released.
No, he was traded. What? They traded a 7th round pick for Joe Mixon.
Oh, they were gonna release him, and then they ended up wherever the trade.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I like that because again, the Texans are not a running team, but Mixon can run the ball and he's great at catching. So this is great for them. Now, if they're gonna keep Dameon Pierce, if he's the backup, I like it.
Yeah, because Devin Singletary.
If you have Devin Singletary as your third guy.
He's gone.
Oh, okay. Then that's fine.
Yeah, Devin Singletary is gone.
If these are 2 you're gonna go with, I am actually okay with that. Hell, I'll even tell people to draft Dameon Pierce 8th round, 7th, 8th round as a good bench running back. Because if he's not your focal point, he'll get you 15 points because he's gonna be a goal line back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
but I definitely like what they did this year. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go over everything that they did. So let's see. Yeah, they signed Dalton Schultz. They re-signed D'Angelo Ross. That was back in February though. They just not everything. They're not showing everything because they don't show that they made the trade for Whatchamacallit. So they re-signed Chris Boyd, Eric
Okay.
Murray to a 1-year contract. They re-signed Desmond King. They re-signed Khalil Davis. They gave us one of their guys as well. So we got one of their guys, one of the
That's right. You guys did get a Texan. That's right.
But they did get the 42nd overall, 42nd and 188th pick from Minnesota because Minnesota got their 23rd pick. So because Minnesota's about to make a move for a quarterback, I think so. I think they're about to.
So that means Texans don't have a first round pick then?
Nah.
Okay.
No,
So
well, they have
means,
one. They have one, but they don't have.
Which they'll probably trade out for that too, because I think what they're gonna do is beef up their offensive line a bit more in this draft.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really need much of anything. Defense, they can still add pieces. Linebackers, definitely, which they'll probably get a linebacker with whatever pick they get first, because their secondary is outstanding. But yeah, I think they need linebacker help, and then they can just beef up the offensive line a little bit better. You possibly even get another wide receiver.
Well, so all right, so here it is. I got this. So they signed Daniil Hunter. They gave him a fully guaranteed contract, 2 years, $49 million, but $48 million is guaranteed. So it's only $1 million he has to earn.
Okay, that's
they got Denico Autry. That's what they signed, and they also got Aziz Al-Shaair, who's
are you serious?
Who knows that scheme because he played under D'Amico Ryans when he was in San Francisco. Re-signed Noah Brown, and they got Jeff Okuda.
Oh,
so he gave him a 1 year, basically $5 million deal. So they made some moves. They got Lonnie Johnson as well as another guy. They got Dalton Schultz, like I said, Desmond King.
So they're going for all value in this draft this year. Everything is going to be about value this year.
Texans can be a dangerous team, especially with how CJ Stroud played last year. If he can come back this year,
what they're going to make sure they do is put themselves one up above the Jacksonville Jaguars, because I think Jaguars are going to take not a humongous step back.
They are taking a step back though, because Calvin Ridley is gone.
There, right there, and they're going to have to replace that, and you can't replace unless you go get. Okay, you couldn't possibly bring in Mike Williams. But he might go to the Steelers.
I think Mike Williams might go to the Jets. He's talking to the Jets.
Oh, that's right. Not the Steelers, the Jets, because the Jets won't have to get what's going to get Devontae Adams.
He was having breakfast with them this morning.
Okay, yeah, he's going there.
So
yeah, and you know what? I'm not a big Mike Williams fan at all, but I like where he's. If he goes to the Jets with a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, I can't be too hateful on that. I mean, I think he's going to be under the right wing. He has a lot of other veteran receivers that of course that Aaron Rodgers also kept on the books. So he'll be in the right place to win a lot of games and be a focal point of it. Because of Mike Williams with that type of offense and what they got. Remember, you still got Wilson there. You still got Garrett Wilson. That's your number one. So you got Mike Williams coming in on that. Yeah, that's what. 4 catches, 89 yards a game. Like, absolutely. Give me that all day.
Yeah, the Jags did get
possibly up to 2 touchdowns a game. Give me that all day.
Yeah, so the Jags did get Gabe Davis, though.
Gabe Davis.
I wouldn't call that a Calvin Ridley
replacement,
but it's someone it's
somebody that he can throw the field down. He can throw the ball down the field to, because I tell you one thing. I may not be able to trust Gabe Davis on a week-to-week basis, right? But what I can know is when Gabe Davis touches the football, it's secured, and it goes to the end zone. You know, his 4 catches, like for instance, he may only get 4 catches a game, right? But those 4 catches come with over 100 yards and a touchdown. So that is the weaponry that they want to give Lawrence right now for the low budget is what they're doing. I can get behind it because you still have who's their main receiver that they still
have. Jaguars is Zay Jones. Zay Jones is there.
No, the other one. The one that came from the Cardinals that's been balling.
I can't remember.
Because I know he was their leading one. He was their leading receiver. I think until he got hurt. And
You talking about Hollywood Brown?
Huh?
You talking about Hollywood Brown? Oh,
No,
Christian Kirk. That's what
Yes,
Christian Kirk.
Christian Kirk. No, he didn't come from the Cardinals.
No.
Okay.
I forgot where he came from, but it wasn't the
Yeah,
Cardinal.
but Christian Kirk, yeah, him. They'll still have him, so that's very good. So Jaguars with that defense, their biggest, I know people won't admit it, their biggest problem is the coach. I'll say it because I know the truth. But they'll be able to contend. But the problem is if they lose again to the Texans this year, he'll be fired. Jaguars are not going to continue to have him lose to a black coach.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
he did. I didn't realize he came from Cardinals, but he did. Okay, so you were right, Coach. He did come from Cardinals.
Okay. They remember that was because that was the time they had so many receivers. There was like a buttload of them.
I forgot.
And they weren't winning any games. It was so funny. Okay, so let's see. We got Russell Wilson and Justin Fields to the Steelers. I don't know how Vaughn is dealing with all this. I haven't talked to my guy yet.
So this is very interesting, Coach, because look, so they went and traded for Russ, and yes, we knew he was going to be the starter. Kenny Pickett was like, "Nah, get me up out of here," thinking he had a chance to go start in Philly, but I guess he forgot who the quarterback is in Philadelphia.
Like, come on, bro.
So he's backing up Jalen Hurts in Philadelphia. I'm guessing maybe he thinks he's going to be Nick Foles or something like that. I don't know, but what's interesting about this is because they traded Justin. They at first when I first reported it, from what I saw and what I heard is that he was there. Russ was going to be there for a year, and then Justin Fields was going to be the quarterback after that. However, Russell Wilson then comes out and says, "No, I came here to sign long term." So that means Russell Wilson is seen as the starter for the foreseeable future and not Justin Fields, which makes absolutely no sense to me.
So I will say a couple things, boys. So I know when Russell Wilson opens his mouth on whatever team he's in, he creates waves. He creates waves. So I don't know if he knows how business works. Another team, right? Another team that you no longer play for owes you a buttload of money.
38, I think they're 38.9 or 39.8 million.
And how many years of that did they have to pay that? Just one?
Yeah, I think it's this year. Just this year.
You really think Steelers got 38 million to give you, pimp? Do you plan on taking a pay cut with the Steelers after this year? Because you are going to be making 39 million because of the 1.7 that they're giving you.
But I think he's more so thinking that he's going to get a long-term contract after the season is over.
Here's how that works. Again, you ain't getting 38 million. I hope you know that. And the last quarterback I saw that got paid from the Steelers was Ben Roethlisberger. So good luck with that. The other part of that is, buddy, do you plan on winning a Super Bowl for the Steelers? Because if that happens, I'm not saying no to that. I'm saying if that happens, most definitely you got to get paid.
Steelers is a team that can. The Steelers is a team that can creep. The Steelers is a team that can creep up on somebody as long as the quarterback plays well.
Look at what they tried to do last year. They were so close. They were not a Kenny Pickett away from making the playoffs or making noise in the playoffs. So I'm not saying it can't happen, but if it doesn't happen, and don't make this the year that Mike Tomlin has a losing season. Russell Wilson. See, there's a lot riding on being a Steeler, Russell Wilson. Okay, there's a lot that comes with being this. See, there was a lot with being a 49er. And the fact that the 49ers have won 4 straight Super Bowls and one guy came in and didn't win the 5th one, that's detrimental to the whole of the organization of the 49ers just because of what that legacy has basically lived up to. You know what I'm saying? So you coming into the Steelers, that's a legacy, bro. Look, Russ, it was the 12th man in Seattle. You won one Super Bowl. It was the 12th man in Seattle. Okay, it was Marshawn Lynch in Seattle. They had a great kicker in Seattle. Do you understand how many times I've watched them win games not going past the 50-yard line because of the kicker?
And they had the Legion of Boom.
Like, come on. Like, you lose so many different pieces of that, and now it's Russell Magic all over the place. No, you don't need 3 quarters of bad football, and then all of a sudden, the 4th quarter, you show up. Because last time I checked, Tim Tebow should still be in the NFL then.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, buddy. I mean, let's be real. That's how Tim Tebow had 3 bad quarters.
And then came up crushing the 4th. You're right. Dang, Russ, you done got that bad that he compared you to Tim Tebow? Jeez.
So, well, I mean, I've been making that comparison for a while. You know, again, quarterbacks are good when they have so many things, and when you lose things, it's about what you do when you don't have it. Okay, that's the biggest thing. Like, that's why I would never say anything bad about Matt Ryan. People can say what they want. It's not easy to get into the playoffs. And when for 4 years since that kid was a rookie, he stayed in the playoffs. Him and Joe Flacco, they both stayed in the playoffs. And that all started with Mark Sanchez. It all started with him. They set a precedent for rookies coming into the NFL. Then you get paid. That's always been the precedent. You get paid, it goes down. Don't take the paycheck. You got to win games.
He was mid at best.
Exactly. And so when I look at Russell Wilson, I don't see a great quarterback. I don't see the greatest of all time when it comes to stat lines, when it comes to touchdowns, when it comes to yardages, when it comes to completion percentages. I don't see that. I see a guy who plays bad for some time in the game or doesn't make completions sometimes in the game. Or if the running game doesn't get to what it needs to, then they have to rely on him in the 4th quarter to do something.
I would say the last 2 years that's been that. But remember, Russ had a season where he could have been in the MVP conversation. I think he had like over 40-something touchdowns, threw for almost 5,000 yards.
That was the year right after Marshawn Lynch, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he played.
Yeah, that was really 1 year. You know who else had 1 year? What's his name? Cam Newton.
Coach, I gotta go, man. I gotta go. But no, Coach, I do appreciate you allowing me to come on your show today. You know, talk
Absolutely.
about and have a great rest of your show.
Yes.
And
thank you so much.
I'll definitely see you next time.
Absolutely. All right, fella, we got to take a quick commercial break. And when I come back, we're going to get more into some of these NFL free agency signings, all right? We'll be right back.
Yo, my name is Lambo Anlo.
This is Dimitri.
This is Ed Hahn.
My name is Daryl Julian, and this is
Refuse to lose sports.
Refuse to lose sports.
Refuse to Lose Sports.
Refuse to lose sports.
Mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it. They told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie. I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me, keep on running toes, they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win. Applied myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Applied myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse.
All right, welcome back. Before we get into more of these signings, real quick, you know, Coach, I like to talk to y'all, so I got to go right back through here, through these comments, because there's some of them I've seen I got to address. Get y'all's reaction. All right, so let's see. Let's talk about Ayuk to Philly. That ain't happening. Again, it's only because 49ers are setting a very high ticket price. And unless somebody's paying that high ticket price like they said, he ain't moving. Let's see here. I did see one. Okay, Kevo. So are you saying McDuffie for KC, Devin Witherspoon? That was another one. No, where's the one I'm looking for? Here's this one. All right. Yeah. So you know what, Kev, right here, you are absolutely right. You are. I believe this. So when I look at Atlanta right now, don't get me wrong. Ty had me scared all season last year because boy, they were staying in games, and I'm like, Atlanta, what are y'all doing? I ain't got $100 coming up my pocket. So they were showing signs, and what you saw was they just need a quarterback. Now they have one. I still don't agree with what Atlanta paid for him. However, they have the money, and I don't think it's hurting their salary cap. I think what they were able to pay him, they can afford, and they have money to continue from that to add to anything they need for this team going into this year. I think they're going to stack Kirk Cousins with whatever he needs. I think Atlanta literally pushes and are in the playoffs this year. I find it hard to see them pass the second round, depending on who they have to face. That's my thing. Depending on who they have to face and if they have home field advantage or not. But outside of that, I see Atlanta in the playoffs. They have to deal with the Bucs this year, and I have Atlanta number 1 in that division this year, with the Bucs at number 2. The rest of that division is crap. So those two will fight for 1 and 2, and it's gonna be a good show. I think so. But yeah, I think Atlanta's just missing a pass rusher, and maybe you could find a hybrid. Somebody can go on the edge, somebody can sit back at linebacker, but definitely another corner. And then I just think, just paying attention throughout the season, making moves before the trade deadline to keep them afloat. I think Atlanta has a really great chance of being a top playoff contender this year. Teddy Panthers didn't do anything. They're mid-low. They're mid-low to the lowest. They didn't do anything this year. I wouldn't be surprised if the Panthers were the 32nd team in the NFL this year. What moves did they make? They don't have a quarterback. No, they don't. I like the little kid, but he's still little, and he still don't have a running back. He still doesn't have a defense. He still doesn't have an offensive line. What moves did they make? They've added players. I don't think they're going to do anything for them. So I don't think they added any pieces. I don't think they got mid. If you aren't going from worst to better, you didn't do anything. No, ain't no Mike Williams slander, Carl. I said it was only slander because he didn't do anything over there with the Chargers. But again, a lot of it depends on who your quarterback is. He didn't get a quarterback till Herbert got there, so it's not like he did much prior to Herbert. But I do like it if he goes to the Jets. I like it. Again, I feel like this is so that the Jets don't have to go trying to pine for Devontae Adams. They can just lay that dog to rest. They have a lot of great weapons already. And now you add Mike Williams. I think it's a great compliment. Absolutely. He doesn't have to be the number 1 wide receiver. He can catch 5 passes a game with up to 100 yards and up to 2 touchdowns. I'm all for it with him going to the Jets, actually. That's why Jerry don't make moves. Jerry never make moves. And I like to tease the Cowboys because they don't do nothing. I tease the Patriots when they never did anything. They had Tom Brady. That's all they had. But now they had to make a lot of moves, and I don't agree with anything they did. I mean, what was there to agree with? They made some signings. They made some people. They let go of some people. They should have never had Mac Jones in the first place. I don't know. So I don't think any move that the Patriots did this year, it doesn't make them good or bad. It puts them right back at where they were. They have a top 5 pick next year in the draft, possibly. They didn't do anything. Bills, they didn't. I don't think they needed to make moves. I think a lot of the Bills moves need to be addressed in the draft. Honestly, they need to get younger. I mean, they're young, but they need, like not. I don't want to use that word, younger. They need more younger, skilled players at certain positions. Another wide receiver, obviously, but maybe at a different height and a different size. Maybe they can get somebody that's more of a possession receiver rather than a stretch field receiver like a Gabe Davis. Because to be quite honest with you, if you're gonna have Josh Allen do a lot of your running, you don't need a stretch guy. You need a bootleg guy that can get open, get possessions. Okay, that's what you need. Somebody, you don't have to stretch the field. He can just basically be somebody that's getting you guys a bunch of first downs. That's what you guys need. You need somebody that can move the chains right now, not somebody that can stretch the field. That's not what you need. So I don't know. And I think the AFC East is weak still. Dolphins lost a lot of players. Not sure. Did they? I don't think they paid Tua. Not sure if they're even talking about it, or I got to look at the news. I haven't looked at nothing outside of free agency. So it's still some news and stuff I got to go look at and check on. Let's see. What else do we got? Howell or Geno? That's a good question, Kev. I'm going with Howell. I'll go with Sam Howell. Sam Howell with a good coach. I mean, he had Eric Bieniemy last year. He was the #1 quarterback for 9 weeks. CJ Stroud was his competition. I like those odds. So with the running backs that they have, the receivers that they have, yeah, I like Howell to possibly win. I don't know if he's going to win. I think Geno is still the starter. I don't know how. I don't know what they're doing in Seattle right now. I got to go look at. They lost the coach, so I got to go look at what they plan on doing. They could have all three quarterbacks fight if they still have Lock. I don't even know if they still have Drew Lock now that they have Sam Howell. So that's something I have to go look into too. But I like Howell over Geno, to be honest with you. Did someone say Zimmer? Really, Tomo? Oh man. All right, let's see. Jags got Gabe Davis. Yep, they got Gabe Davis. Not like Calvin really tore it up in Jacksonville. Exactly. He can't play the #1. That's the problem. I give you that. You're right, Carl. They were a good defense. My problem with their good defense was their stat lines got shrunk because of the fact that when the defense plays for 4 quarters, they'll never have good stats. They'll never, because they're on the field more than the offense. It's always been that way, and that's why. Like I know exactly what you mean. Let's say their offense gets better, you could possibly see a top 15, or I don't want to say top 15, mid 15 to lower, meaning 12, 10 in the Panthers defense. Because yes, I understand exactly what Carl is saying. Defensively, they have great pieces. Offensively, those pieces stay on the field too long. And when they're on the field all day, those stats may start high and they're not, like, for instance, they may start off in the first quarter going hard, and then if they're on the field too much, like that, the later in the third, going in the fourth quarter, those stats are just going to drop. Like, and the other team is basically going to run all over them, pass all over them, and it's just like, okay, well, that's why their stat lines look like this, because though you have the personnel, you don't have the personnel on the other side to help sustain what you need to do. Yeah, it's just that's the way it is when it comes to unbalanced sports. It's very hard to balance out a team. It's never easy. You got to do the best you can. Every team has its weaknesses. But when you cannot even move the ball offensively and you punt more than you even get field goals, you're not even using the clock. Like, the defense is basically they're the team. They're on the field all game. They're offense and defense, basically. You know what I mean? All right, so let's check here and look at some more signings real quick. Let's see where we at. NFL. Here we go. Make sure we get everything. All right, so it's Curtis Samuel went to the Bills. That's what. You know what? I actually like Curtis Samuel with the Bills. So it's the Gabe Davis replacement with more short yards passing. I never really saw Gabe Davis catch anything 10 to 15 yards. They were like 15 to 20 yards all. They were like stretch plays. With Curtis Samuel, you'll get stretch plays, but you'll also get a lot of out routes. You get a lot of post. You'll get a lot of post plays. You'll get a lot of slant plays. So you'll get with Curtis Samuel. I think they're getting an all-around receiver, and I do believe you gave him $3 million, $30 million contract. So I do believe this is a great compliment for Diggs. I do. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? All right, so Deontay Johnson went to the Panthers. I don't think that was a good choice for him. Apparently, he's got a good receiver. I just hope. I don't know if it's going to translate into that if you catch the drift. Yeah, Eagles signing Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Wow, that's a great one. Browns are signing Jameis Winston. Don't know why. It's almost like he's trying to give him a job. But I guess. Let's see. Baker Mayfield is staying. Patrick Queen to the Steelers. That's really good. Aaron Jones to the Vikings. I like Aaron Jones to the Vikings because he's a pass catching back, and that's kind of what the structure that they have there is. That's the structure that they have there, so I see that working out fine. Jordan Poyer he's going to the Dolphins. I don't like it. I don't like that one. Let's see. Raiders release Jimmy G. Titans are signing Mason Rudolph. That's stupid. He's not a good quarterback. I really don't know why you're signing him, but it's okay. Titans are signing Calvin Ridley. That's a bad sign. So Calvin, no, it's not. No, well, let me say that. Let me say it this way. I don't know what they have a quarterback. If old boy who played last year comes out and has a better season this year I can't. Oh my god! Why do I have a brain fart right now? Hopkins, my goodness, I don't know why I couldn't think of Hopkins' name, guys. So if Hopkins comes out and has a great season this year, I think Calvin Ridley will have a good season. Calvin Ridley cannot be the number one. That's the problem. And as long as he's not the number one, there's no problem. Let's see. Commander signed Bobby Wagner. Doesn't mean anything at all. Let's see. Colts signing Joe Flacco. I mean, he's back up for their they're now second year player. I cannot think of his name. The rookie that got injured. So, what did he get? He got $4 million guaranteed. He got a contract worth up to $8 million for 1 year. Because they don't trust their rookie. If he gets hurt again, they need a quarterback. That's sad. I mean, I get it, but at the same time, it's kind of like you don't trust your quarterback. So don't run him as much, maybe have him pass the ball. Because if that's an issue, y'all got more problems than people actually think if he can't throw the ball, if he has to rely more on his legs. The Cowboys are expected to sign Eric Kendricks. Don't care. That does nothing. Let's see.
Hey, this is Kirk Cousins.
Let me see here. What else do we have? Lions extended Dan Campbell, which is great. Let's see. What else do we have? Okay, that Texans signed Daniel Hunter, number 99 from the Vikings. That's great. Eagles signed. Oh, we already saw that. I didn't saw these. Oh, I went down. My bad. Okay. I'm like, wait a minute. I already saw all of these. All right. So going up a little bit, going up a little bit. So Eagles are signing Devin White. That's a big signing right there. I know it's just a 1-year deal, but I still think Devin White has a lot in the tank. He's not going to be on the field he's not going to be your first go-to linebacker. He's there to support help. That's the best support help you can get is from Devin White. Bears are trading for Keenan Allen. Well, okay. I don't have a problem with Keenan Allen. I don't know what the Bears are doing. You don't have a quarterback, but you're going for a receiver. Are you going to draft a quarterback? I do like Marquise Brown. I know I give him a lot of crap. It's never his route running. It's always his hands. Hopefully, with Patrick Mahomes, he just catches. I don't know what to say. Hopefully, he just catches the ball. Hopefully, he's not another Kadarius Toney. But again, he can run routes, so he can get open. It's what happens when the ball goes in the air to his hands. That's the problem. So I like it. They got to stay cheap. They want to keep their defense as stout as possible. So they got to go out cheap for all the receivers they can go cheap for. So it's understandable. Let's see. What else do we have? Aaron Donald is retiring. Farewell. This man had an amazing career. Okay. What else do we have? Eagles are trading for, Kenny Pickett. Oh, let's see. Jimmy G is backing up Matthew Stafford in LA. Jets are signing Tyron Smith. I kind of like that, though. I like that. That's a good offensive lineman pick. How much did they give him? Oh, that's it. Let me go up a little bit more, see if I can get the expected pay. Steelers got Justin Fields. Let's see. Saquon Barkley to the Eagles, of course. We discussed that one. Chase Young to the Saints. We discussed that crap. And I forgot to discuss this one with Dave. Why did y'all go sign Josh Dobbs? I don't understand that one. I don't think you need him to back up. I guess it's for the cheap. In case Purdy goes down, you have Josh Dobbs, Mr. Win 'em all. I guess Mr. Get the job done. I mean, I get it, I guess, but I don't get it either. I would probably not have gotten him. I guess it doesn't hurt them. It's not a big contract signing. It's a 1-year deal. He probably ain't getting a lot of money, but I don't know. I'm not sure I would have went there, I guess. All right, let's check to see if I can catch any other news out there. Make sure I didn't miss any other signings. Give me a second real quick. Let's see here. Got to have 3 quarterbacks at least on the team. No, I know that. I know that. It's just why Dobbs? I guess. I don't know. I guess there's no point of drafting another rookie. I don't know. I wouldn't have went with Dobbs. So many other quarterbacks. I guess Dobbs just wouldn't have been my first choice to back up Purdy, or to even have as a third quarterback. So we got Dak Prescott in the news for sexual assault, harassment. Where do y'all go? Is there a place that you all go to with the same women? They're different women, but like at the same spot, y'all go here and do something, and because like it's too common and too much of a problem that it's common that y'all are always in the news for touching somebody. Like it's almost out of hand. Like you're gonna go into training camp with this stigma on you right now, right? Don't know if there's a court date yet. It was just right now. It just somebody came out about the news. I haven't seen too much talk about it outside of what I've seen initially. I don't want to get too in depth without more information that I don't have, right? But what I want to say is, there's a quarterback that doesn't have a contract that is on the Dallas Cowboys right now. We can't wait to play football. He's gonna take Dak's job. I get that the Cowboys can win 10, 11 games. Do you know they can do that without having the same quarterback in the same year? Because one quarterback can win 5, another quarterback can win 5. You get that? You get that, right? That's 10 games. It's 18. They'll be what, 10-7? 7 losses, okay. But 10, 11 wins, the Cowboys are in the playoffs usually. However, they don't have to do it with the same quarterback. Did you guys pay attention to that? This is not the time, especially coming off of last year's loss, for something from some time ago to be popping up right now on you, Dak. Like, again, I don't want to get too deep into it because I haven't done my research on a lot of the information, right? But just know what my point is there's another quarterback on that roster, very young, fresh legs, fresh arms, with no contract. No contract. So right now, players, NFL players, it's not time to be getting in trouble, guys. Like, we still got football to play, and you have to take better care of yourselves because there's somebody else waiting to take your job. Because they want a job. They want that same check. And you guys go out here and do this crap like you ain't got a check to make. Like you done already made it. You don't make it until you're done. Because that means you chose to end your career, and this is the way you want to live your life because this is what you got going now. But some of y'all career end very early because of crap like this. Ain't time, pimp. This is free agency frenzy now. We still in March. They can still go out there and grab a quarterback. That I hope this news to me just screams downfall. And I hope that's not what it is. Like, I hope I'm exaggerating. I hope I'm going over to the extreme. I hope trade day don't come for your sake. Because when it hits that field, you're done. You need to go ask Romo. And go ask Romo who he replaced. This the Cowboys, y'all. It's just, they can stay in it without the same quarterback is my point. Okay. So this today, guys. I had a great show. Thank you guys for tuning in. So tune in next week. Just basically more NFL news. Any other free agency things that I may have missed, I'll talk more on next week. And just basically, we're going to be gearing up, getting ready for fantasy. I'll probably talk more about fantasy with these free agencies, like what it pertains to, possibly. Basically, this is my version of what it looks like on paper. So again, I appreciate you guys. Thanks you guys for tuning in. And I will catch you guys next week. Peace out.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.